Gun Sports Radio is sponsored by Love Radio Network. Welcome to Gun Sports Radio, all about shooting, hunting, self-defense, and more. Now, here are the hosts of Gun Sports Radio, Dave Stahl and Lance Pelkey.
All right, folks, welcome to FM 96.1 AM 1170, The Answer. This is Gun Sports Radio, show number 113 right here on AM 1170. We want to thank Gun Range San Diego for all their support. 7853 Balboa Avenue, 10 to 10, 7 days a week. Go to Gun Range San Diego for everything they do. They've got specials. They've got training. In fact, they're coming up on their four-year anniversary, and they've got a really, really special program for that as well. You really need to check them out. That's Gun Sports Radio, or Gun Range San Diego. They are the Nordstroms of gun ranges, just not the price. Okie doke. Hey, we got Michael Schwartz. He's the executive director of San Diego County GunOwners.com, and I guess he's attending the last gun show at Del Mar.
Next to last, I think, but, he's doing a remote for us.
Yeah. How you doing, Mike?
Hey, I'm doing good. Yeah, it's the second to the last gun show. The last one's going to be in December, just a couple weeks before Christmas.
I got you, man. So what's happening down there?
It was a good show for San Diego County gun owners. We signed up like 20 new members this weekend, which is awesome.
Wow.
That's a really good show for us. But honestly, the show was super slow, and I think they always do the show on the same weekend as the air show, and it's usually a little slower than the other shows. But this show in particular, I think it was slow because people think that the gun show is done.
Mm-hmm.
They heard about them losing the vote, and of course the Ag Board is basically banning gun shows. So I think people think that it's over. So it was a fairly slow gun show, unfortunately.
Yeah, I gotcha. But you signed up 20 people, and are you telling them that 3 years ago they were all complaining about, can I get a concealed carry, and now you kind of maybe have a good shot at it?
It's really amazing. People, the word's out about San Diego County gun owners, and I just couldn't be more proud. By the way, shout out to Bill Haggerty. He's a fan of Gun Sports Radio. He came by the booth to say hi and let me know that he really enjoys listening to Gun Sports Radio every Sunday. So I imagine he's listening right now, and thank you very much, Bill. Appreciate you coming by. But definitely the word is out. People, come by and talk about how they got their CCW, or, hey, my appointment's coming up and I wrote my good cause thanks to what's on the website. And a lot of people came to talk to us because we were so vocal with defending the gun show when the Ag Board was trying to get rid of it. But sometimes these slow gun shows are kind of nice because you run into members and old friends and people who have been meaning to talk to us and that sort of thing. And it gives a little bit more time to, hang out and chat and there's not so much a rush. Of course, we want big, well-attended gun shows, but if there's a bright side to a slow gun show, it's that we get to spend even more time with all the friends that we've made throughout the county.
Right, without a shadow of a doubt. Hey, I got a question.
Saw a number of people. Oh, go ahead. I was going to say I saw a number of people buying guns, some for the very first time. So I know there were sales being made, but it just wasn't quite as well attended as it normally is.
So Lance and I were talking off air. And I don't know, it just kind of came to me the other day how, California and the federal government, everybody's trying to take our guns away and take away our Second Amendment rights. Since you face these people probably more than Lance and I do, have you ever looked them dead in the eye and asked them, fine, if you take away our guns, how are you going to take the guns away from the criminals? Have you ever asked them that?
Yeah, I don't know if I've asked them that direct, question, but I think that we spend a lot of time trying to rationalize with the irrational.
Yeah,
and so
that's a good point.
If we ask them, well, gee, what's the end game here? Because listen, if somebody could have explained to me, well, yeah, Mike, we're going to prevent a lot of crime. If we just change this gun show around, or ban it on public property, But that's not what they did. They conflated the issue of crime with legal gun ownership, which is, totally bogus. So, there's a small, tiny group that makes a whole lot of noise when it comes to gun ownership. And what we need to do is organize and motivate and mobilize the people who are rational, who do know the truth and aren't, coming up with these emotional, ridiculous reasons on why people can't own guns. And we need to bulldoze over the same elected officials that they're bulldozing over, because they're afraid of the same things. Elected officials are afraid that they won't get elected. They're afraid that they'll be on the front of the Union Tribune. So we need to, don't worry about rationalizing or changing the hearts and minds of people that are irrational, and they'll never change their mind. They're gone. They're lost. What we need to do is reach out to those of us around us that we know agree with us and get them involved, get them motivated so that we outnumber them, we outspend them, we outvote them. And then I think that a byproduct of that will be, kids and young adults growing up and learning the truth about gun ownership and seeing how, productive and good and safe it is. So that's, I try not to, when I find somebody that's just lost, and they just have this passionate, ridiculous excuse for getting rid of guns, I just skip them. Just skip them. We need to go around that person because there's 1,000 people who agree with gun ownership and want a gun show and are safe, law-abiding, sane gun owners, and we need to go find those 1,000 people for every one of those lunatics.
That's a good point.
But I would still consider the question. Do it in a very polite manner. Mm-hmm. Say, I understand your position. I really do. But I only have one question for you. What are you going to do to take the guns away from the criminals?
Yeah.
And then I wouldn't say a word. I'd just stand there and stare at them.
Yeah. And then another way, we've said it in the past, is if you make yourself a sheep, the wolves will eat you.
Well, I didn't go that far. But,
so,
but same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, because, see, that's what they're doing is they're going after the law-abiding citizens that, are not going to fight as hard as a criminal.
Yeah, and a lot of times they're doing it, again, because of the frustration. Again, when I was at the Ag Board meetings, I saw, people up there saying, we got to do something against this gun violence that's happening across the country, which to me, it was misdirected anger at this gun show.
It's not the gun show.
They need to, put this safer schools and all that other kind of stuff, just like they did airports, against the hijackers, but they refused to do it. So then they misdirect the anger on the gun show.
Right.
Yep.
And
And I'll tell you another example of that real quick is, they just voted to require 8 hours of training for CCWs that includes live fire. And we pushed back against that. We didn't push back against the concept of training. I believe that if you're going to get a CCW, you need to be trained.
Yeah, well trained.
But it was just another opportunity for them to paint us being gun owners, as dangerous, dangerous, untrained,
yes,
cowboys, and that's just not true. So, it's not that requiring 8 hours is going to make some kind of significant difference in the state. They're taking every opportunity as a PR opportunity to make sure that people think that we're bad guys, and it's just not true, and it's horrible. Well, it's horrible. But
that was a central theme. I remember. They talked about the anti-gun people, anti-show people were talking about. We don't want that gun culture. That's the exact painting that you're talking about of painting good people as bad people. They called them gun culture.
I would take the gun culture over the gun criminal in a heartbeat.
Sure.
I mean, that's really it in a nutshell.
Well,
hey, are you going to stay on with us?
If you'd like me to,
I will let him go. He's got to pack up.
You got to pack up and hit the road.
Yeah, he had a long weekend.
I got to pack up and get out of here.
Yeah, do it, baby. We'll catch up with you on the show next week.
We don't want the Ag Board to confiscate you and not let you loose.
Yeah, they're already not a big fan of me. So
I know. All right, buddy. Hey, you take care. That's San Diego County Gun Owners, folks. Go to San Diego County Gun Owners.com. Join up. $10 a month. You can't beat it. Tons of benefits. Plus, you'll help keep our Second Amendment rights alive and well. All right, folks, stay tuned because coming up next is John Dillon. And don't forget, if you need your gun worked on, TridentGunsmithing.com. TridentGunsmithing.com. That's your one-stop shop when it comes to getting your guns worked on. They can do anything and everything that you ever would need when it comes to a firearm, whether it's black powder or right up to today's firearms that are on the market today. Check them out, www.TridentGunsmithing.com, TridentGunsmithing.com. All right, folks. Hey, welcome back. You are listening to 96.1 FM, AM 1170 AM. That is the answer. And, hey, are you frustrated by the new California laws for ARs? Are you looking for a cost-effective, easy solution that will allow you to keep your AR featureless, yet still be compliant? Well, Cali Key can easily convert your AR to be California compliant in just 2 minutes. Keep your entire collection intact at a price you can afford. Check out the new Cali Key and future-proof your AR from future gun laws. Go to CaliKey.com, KALIKEY.com. And by the way, do you or any of your family members keep a taser, pepper spray, firearms, or other weapons for personal protection? Do you have, or are you going to get a CCW? Well, if you're involved in an incident, what's your plan of attack? What are you going to do as far as bail and expensive lawyer fees? Well, talk to the good folks at Firearms Legal Protection. For $10 a month, you'll have peace of mind knowing a 24-hour hotline and legal representation is right there for you. That's Firearms Legal Protection. Firearms Legal Protection. Firearmslegal.com. Firearmslegal.com. And you never know, you might get our next guest as your client, and that is from Gatsky, Dillon, and Balance, LLP, John Dillon. Go to cafirearmslaw.com, cafirearmslaw.com, or you can call John at 760-431-9501, and he will definitely take care of you as if you're family. How you doing, John?
I'm doing well. How are you guys today?
Oh, well, after last week, hey, I'm going to ask you the same question I asked Michael Schwartz. How all these people are trying to take our guns away and they're just really up in arms. Has anybody just asked them directly and said, okay, fine, if you take my guns away, that's good, but what are you going to do to take the guns out of the criminals' hands? What is your game plan? You already got a game plan to take mine away, but what are you going to do? What is your plan to take the guns away from the criminals?
That's the thing. They don't distinguish between the law-abiding gun owner and the criminal. To them, anyone who touches a gun is bad, and we need to get rid of all of them. So rarely, if you ask that question, do they give you a good answer. If an answer at all. Yeah, usually the insult comes in and they try to change the subject.
That's right.
But, to get on the discussion for today, I know that you guys are probably aware of all this, and I know we've spoken about some of these in some of the past shows, but we had a number of bills that were on the governor's desk that were going to be signed or vetoed, and we got our answers on all of them. As consistent with Governor Brown's pattern, he has vetoed some and signed some into law, and it just based off of what he signs and vetoes every year. It's almost like he just sits at his desk and flips a coin, and heads it passes. Tails, I'll veto it. But there was some significant gun control legislation passed, and one of which is truly the perfect example of when they tell you, hey, no one's coming for your guns, no one wants to take your gun rights away. Well, Governor Brown just signed a law effective January 1st, 2019, so soon to come, that no one under the age of 21 will be able to purchase a firearm. So he's effectively stripped the Second Amendment rights of legal, law-abiding adults, ages 18 to 20.
So,
and before anyone says, well, those are kids, well, not everyone, lives with their parents until they're 25 and gets their college paid for. Many people are out on their own, living by themselves, working by the age of 18. So this affects true, mature adults, some of which are even parents by that point in their lives. So it's an extraordinarily significant thing that was just signed.
Okay, so then in that case, anybody in the military needs to get an honorable discharge and be released and be released. I've actually put that on Facebook. That's how angry I was.
Well, that's the thing. Of course, they've exempted law enforcement and military personnel from this law because the government would not want to get rid of their infantrymen that are 18 to 20, and
but wait a minute,
and that kind of stuff just is ridiculous, and there's no real point to it other than the government doesn't want to change its own way of doing things. Well,
it's a good thing I'm not in the Army, because if I was in the Army today and that happened, that law was passed, I would go right straight to the recruiter and resign. Because what if I want to have a gun for my my personal time when I'm not in the not in the military, but when I'm not on duty, when I'm home? If I want to go hunting, because they give you 30 days vacation a year. What if I want to? I can't take if I'm 18, I can't have a gun.
Yeah, the law is patently absurd, and there's just no real rational way to justify it. It was done by Senator Portantino, and he's explicitly stated that because of the shooting in Florida, because it was done by a 19-year-old.
Oh my goodness!
That we needed this extra law in California, and it's just absurd. It's because of a horrendously evil person across the country committed a heinous act. Normal people, normal adults that have every right that is afforded to an American citizen, they just got their rights taken away with the stroke of a pen. So this is significant. It's not something that people should write off, even if you hate guns. This is an insane precedent to just be like, nope, these rights, these fundamental rights, no longer apply to these people. And the other side will make the argument, oh, we exempt law enforcement, military, and if you go and get a hunting license, you're able to get a rifle or a shotgun. But okay, now you've just required licensing in order to have a firearm, and we don't require licensing in order to exercise a fundamental right. That's just not how that works. So it's a big one, and that's just one of the ones that he signed. He also signed a bill that it allows for gun violence restraining orders to be issued verbally by judicial officers. Basically, you call the judge over the phone, give him very few informative facts, and he just makes the call right then and there to allow officers to come into your house and search your stuff and take your property. So that's another big one. We now have a lifetime ban on any individual convicted of any misdemeanor domestic violence charge. And again, the significance of that is now we are doing lifetime bans for misdemeanor charges.
Wow.
And it just sets an ever-expanding precedent of, okay, well, what are the other things that you can be convicted of that will now strip your rights for life?
Wow.
And let's see, he did veto a couple, and like I said, this is why it's like a flip of a coin when it comes to Brown. He vetoed the one firearm per 30 days. There was a bill that that was going to prohibit someone from buying more than one gun in a 30-day period of time. He vetoed that. He also vetoed the gun show ban, the Cow Palace gun show ban. That was vetoed. And there was a bill that tried to prohibit gift cards from being given out at gun buybacks, where you could go where the company of the gift card sold firearms. What was happening, a lot of people, they were turning in arguably not real firearms, made firearms, or BB guns because no one really pays attention at these gun buybacks, and so someone will hand in a BB gun and get $150 because they quote unquote turned in their firearm. And there were rumors people taking those gift cards and going down to the Walmart or the Big Five and buying a new rifle with the money that they just got. And so of course California, we've got a mandate against that. We've got to stop people from taking advantage of that free market, and they tried to ban that, and Brown vetoed that. So there's a couple other ones that you can go look up. I know Firearms Policy Coalition, CRPA, everyone's basically been talking about all this stuff. But the big one I would say is the SB 1100, the prohibiting firearm purchases from people under 21. Be on the lookout. A lawsuit will be filed over that. Florida just they passed a similar law right after the shooting in Florida happened, and that was immediately challenged. They're in court right now over that issue, and it's going to set some new precedent. Depending on how that gets ruled on, and this is big. This is not something that you can just write off like, I'm a hunter. I'm over 21. It doesn't affect me. It's just not a good way or not a good road to go down at this point where the states can just start taking away rights from people.
Yep. How come they don't leave it up to us? How come they don't put it on a ballot? Why don't they allow us to vote?
They don't trust you.
Right. You don't have a brain.
They trust you.
That's right. That's right. I forgot.
The voter doesn't have a brain. What happened to shall not be infringed?
Yeah.
It's out the window.
Hey, the guys...
No one really can understand that. For some reason, the translation just doesn't work for a lot of these senators that supposedly are there to represent us. It's difficult. There's no rational connection. There really isn't.
Well, speaking of that, what happened to your buddy Elon Musk this week?
Well, he doesn't know how to build cars, and he doesn't know how to follow SEC ruling, and he's got better pot and scotch than you and I.
Yep,
I mean, it's
that's
just
the
that
bottom
simple.
line, Dave.
Unbelievable.
Terrible.
Yeah, I just saw all those headlines recently, actually.
I wasn't going to bring it up,
attention,
John.
And then I saw these SEC violation headlines. And
he owns the car, not the stock. Right?
That's not my area. So
no, John,
it's my area.
But you're going to love hanging on to a car that's no longer being supported. But that's okay. Yeah. We'll hook you up. There'll be a great trade. Hey, I do have to ask a question. When you got the car, did they deliver it to your home or office?
No, I went and picked it up.
Where did you pick it up? There's no dealership.
Shopping center.
It was
in a back alley.
In Miramar. It was like a Tesla building in Miramar.
Oh, I know where it's at on Miramar Road. It's tucked way in the back. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the question came up during the Green Show, and I thought, well, I'll ask you.
No, yeah, it was just I walked in, signed about 3 pieces of paper, and walked out with the car. It's great.
Don't forget you gave him your $35,000.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wait, you can't get a Tesla for $35,000. Bait and switch.
No,
bait and switch.
You on that. They definitely trick you on that.
Yes, they did. It's called bait and switch. But that's another story. All right, buddy. Hey, thanks a lot. You can stay on and listen if you like, or you can go do chores. Your choice.
Yeah, I think it's chores on the agenda for today. But,
all right,
I gotta
buddy.
Get some legal writing done.
Then get at it. FM 96.1 North County, AM 1170 San Diego. We are the answer, and we will be right back. All right, folks. Hey, welcome back. This is Gun Sports Radio, FM 96.1 in North County, AM 1170 in San Diego. We are the answer. We're to the free app, the KCBQ app, if you want to download that as well. Hey, we want to thank Trident Gunsmithing for all their support. They're your connection for gun repairs and upgrading and more. Family owned and operated, great bunch of guys. Trident Gunsmithing. Go to www.tridentgunsmithing.com. Call them at 858-577-0576. They are your hunting specialist. That's TridentGunsmithing.com. Make sure you tell them you heard it right here on KCBQ AM 1170. And are you frustrated by the new California laws for ARs? Looking for a cost-effective, easy solution that will allow you to keep your AR featureless, yet still be compliant? Cali Key is where you need to be. Go to KALIKEY. That's KALIKEY.com. You can do this conversion in 2 minutes. And if you have trouble with it, Gun Range San Diego could definitely hook you up. So check them out at KaliKey.com, KaliKey.com, KALIKEY.com.
Yes, sir. So real quick, going back to Trident, those guys are amazing. If someone is like wants to build an AR, they do that, or if you're in the middle of a build and you need some help or just parts or whatever, they're terrific.
Absolutely.
And so it's a good deal.
All right. Hey, coming up now is Jason from Gun Range San Diego. They're at 7853 Balboa Avenue in San Diego. Open 10 to 10, 7 days a week. Go to gunrangesandiego.com, thegunrangesandiego.com. Check out all their specials. In fact, they've got something really special coming up here. I think you guys are having a 4-year anniversary party.
Hey, how's it going, Dave and Lance?
Good, buddy.
What we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing the grand old time again. That's just the most fun you could have at a gun range. It's going to be a great event. What we do is we invite our customers to bring their own, World War I, World War II era pistols, rifles, revolvers, and shotguns for everybody to kind of view and learn about. We're going to have a few tables set up as a sort of mini museum with like old weapons on display. It's going to be American apple pie and coffee for everybody. We'll even have a few lanes set up for people to shoot old military rifles. We'll have like an M1 Garand. We'll have a Finnish M39. Hopefully we can sneak a Mauser or a Lee Enfield in there too. But it's going to be a great time.
Absolutely.
And you guys, you've done it, 2 or 3 times before, right?
Well, we've done it once before.
Okay, that's right. Okay. But I remember the turnout was just terrific.
Yeah, the positive response was just overwhelming.
Yeah, a lot of people
really got a lot of.
They brought stuff too. People brought some old.
Oh yeah, I think we had somebody bring an MP40 in here. It was amazing. I mean, I'd never seen one before. Lots of cool old stuff, and everybody gets to learn about it, talk about it. And this time you'll get to shoot some of them, so it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's good. And then
a lot of fun.
And you guys also have some of the older stuff too, or are you just shooting some of the new stuff?
We have a little bit of, sometimes, we like to carry like Mosin Nagants, things like that. Personally, I'm really into the old stuff, the old Hardy wood and steel rifles.
Yeah.
We do carry some of that stuff sometimes.
Gotcha. And what's the date again?
The date is December 7th.
Oh, okay.
December 7th, the event will begin at 5. And everybody's going to just have a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
It is going to be great. We're also having a shooting social event. If you come in and to our range and you share us on any social media outlet, you can get a free rental of any gun. You also get a chance to win a free 6-month gold membership. Just if you're on Instagram or Facebook, just post a photo, tag us, and then show our staff what you did, and then you get that chance and you get that free gun.
Cool,
free rental.
And when's that? Oh yeah, so the shooting social. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's right.
And I got a question for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, people are coming up to you all the time. I mean, you get there in the afternoon and you've got some really nice customers and everything, but don't you kind of get some wacky questions once in a while? I mean, there's no bad question, because, you don't want to embarrass anybody. Right. I mean, everybody starts at zero and everybody has to learn. Yeah.
Every once in a while you still you still get that guy who asks about that, gas-operated Desert Eagle pistol, what kind of gas it takes.
That's right.
You get that stuff every once in a while.
Yeah, that was pretty good. I remember that one. That was awesome.
Oh, yeah. Did I catch the tail end of a conversation about Tesla, about the cars?
Yeah,
cool cars. They're really fun. It accelerates like nobody's business. I still prefer my buddy's Supra.
I was going to say, do you have a Tesla?
No.
I don't have I definitely don't have a Tesla. They're fun to drive, but
it's going to be a lawn here pretty soon.
Dave's not a fan.
Yeah, I don't know about it's a good idea now.
You're right.
It wasn't a good idea to begin with.
Yeah,
that would be like if I told you to go out and start building a car. That's how much Tesla knows about building a car. And anybody in the auto industry could tell you right up front that this was never going to work.
Yeah. I mean, Hey,
but they're fast.
Try.
They're wicked fast, no doubt about it.
Well, you guys see them in a lot all the time, too, at Gun Range San Diego.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, we see them. They are fun cars. I did test drive one. They are a lot of fun, a lot of torque. It doesn't have the same feel. It's just not the same.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Hey, anybody pick up any guns lately?
Well, now that we can buy them more than one a month, I would assume.
Yeah. Yeah. And we're going to be having another sale, too, on Keltec SU-16 rifles. They're the super light, the Fire 5.56, like an AR-15. They're super light. You can fold them in half. Those are going to be just $50 above cost. They're going to be about $519. So that's another good one to think about.
That's made by Keltec, you said?
Yeah, Keltec.
I'm not familiar with
Keltec.
that.
People make the KSG. They make a lot of innovative weapons. The KSG shotgun holds, it's got 2 different magazines that can hold 7 shells each. So legally, you can get 14 shells in the thing. A lot of their carbines and rifles fold in half for easy carry. It's a great company. It's real solid. And they're pretty good innovators in the industry.
And it's semi-auto also?
Cool. Oh, yeah, it's semi-auto. It's featureless, so you can take the magazine out. You can even store extra magazines in the stock.
Yeah, I gotcha. I still like that Ruger you guys sold me, that 9mm, and then it takes Glock magazines.
Mm-hmm.
So,
a
ton of Glock magazines lying around,
which is great because a lot of people have Glock mags.
It's nice to have stuff that's interchangeable like that, so you don't have to just keep buying more of whatever. But
yeah, that's right. But grand old time. If you didn't come to the first one, man, you're going to have a really good time. A really good time. You've never seen a lot of the weapons people haven't seen or heard of. You get to learn about World War I, World War II. Really interesting, especially weapons from World War I, where they're kind of just trying to figure out how to make the things work right. And you see a lot of different examples of different machines that people are trying to invent. Mm-hmm. Really cool, just mechanical, machine history there.
That's great. Well, everyone needs to mark the calendar then for December 7th. Is that a Saturday or a weekend or something like that?
Sorry, say that again?
Is that a Saturday or a weekend or something like that?
I'd have to check my calendar about that.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
What's the date?
Pearl Harbor Day.
December 7th.
December 7th.
Yeah.
That is December 7th.
Okay.
And if you have any old guns, too, bring them on by and you can show them off to people. I couldn't express how much fun I had the first time. A lot of people showed up. We had people showing up in, like World War I and II uniforms, posing, taking pictures with the rifles. It was just a lot of fun.
And they could still get in them? Wow.
What's that?
Yeah,
they still get in them?
They had them when they fought World War II, Dave.
Hey, December 7th is a Friday.
It's a Friday.
Okay.
All right.
So now we know.
We'll see everybody Friday night.
There you go.
Groovy, brother. Well, I appreciate you calling in.
Yeah, no problem. You guys take it easy.
All right,
Thank
too.
You, Dave. Thank you, Lance.
Don't forget, folks,
right.
That's Gun Range San Diego, 7853 Balboa Avenue, 10 to 10, 7 days a week. They are truly the Nordstroms of gun ranges. Thanks a lot, Jason.
Thank you, Dave. Have a good one.
So I read your article about the homeless. I got an answer for that. Just shoot them.
Oh, come on, Dave. You can't say that.
Sure,
Timmy,
you can.
did you bleep that?
No. I'm serious. I mean, if you start popping them, they'll go someplace else.
What did I tell the city council member? Stood up in front of 150 people and told them what?
You're going to leave.
I basically told them, listen, everybody, we all know that it's a problem. Let's talk about solutions. I said one solution is you need to declare San Diego as a disaster zone and get federal funds. And if that doesn't work, you might consider
what?
Seceding from the Union, declaring war on the United States, getting reparations, and then using that to fix the problem.
I think they're already trying to secede from the Union.
Well, that worked down in Florida for the Conch Republic. And so anyway, I was just trying to get the public officials to think outside of the box.
Good luck with that.
Right, because, they got to think outside of the box to help with the situation. And so that's what we were doing.
Well, I read the article in the magazine or the newspaper that you were quoted in.
Yep.
And I don't see anything going in the right direction, with all that, was it the Proposition 47?
Yeah, that's a problem. Well, what they don't tell you, too, is I don't know if the listeners know out there either, but one of the officers at the meeting told me that crystal meth, the cost of meth has dropped tenfold. Tenfold. So when it used to be $100 a gram, whatever it was, at $10. So there's a lot of people, druggies that are out there that are also homeless, and they're pretty emboldened while they're on crystal, and if they're on it long enough, then they become even more crazy. So you got the public officials out there allowing these people to, violate just the average citizen. In the meantime, they're taking our gun rights away.
You lived in La Jolla. How many homeless people in La Jolla?
A lot. They know that that's a great place to move to. La Jolla has turned into a terrible place. It's crumbling. It's filthy.
And those people don't care? They
do care, but what's happening is it's kind of the same thing in the gun community. You have all these different silos, but you don't have a consistent voice. For instance, if you look at Little Italy, they created the Little Italy Association. Mm-hmm. So they have the merchants under that, the town council under that, and all this other stuff. La Jolla, they're all separate silos. So there's no continued voice there. So Little Italy has been very successful with their deal.
Wow.
So
I like my idea. All right, hey, let's take a quick break. FM 96.1, AM 1170. We are the answer, and this is Gun Sports Radio. Lance Reeder's coming up next. He's going to tell you all about a great event he's got planned. So stay tuned. Do not touch that dial right here on AM 1170. All right, folks, welcome back. FM 96.1 North County, AM 1170 San Diego. We are the answer. Gun Sports Radio, your only gun show in San Diego County and beyond.
Are we the shining light or what?
Yes, we are. Bright as can be. We're LED. Don't let nobody kid you. Hey, if you or any of your family members keep a taser, pepper spray, firearms, or weapons for personal protection, well, how about a CCW? But what are you going to do if, for whatever reason, you get pulled over and a police officer decides you're going to go to jail? Who's going to pay for bail? Who's going to pay for that expensive lawyer cost? Well, if you talk to the folks at Firearms Legal Protection for less than $10 a month, you can't buy breakfast for $10 a month. You will have peace of mind knowing a 24-hour hotline and legal representation is waiting for you and your family. That's Firearms Legal Protection. Go to www.firearmslegal.com, firearmslegal.com, or call them at 844-367-9400. That's firearmslegal.com. Make sure you tell them you heard it right here on KCBQ AM 1170.
Yeah, but speaking of solutions, and solutions to the problem, so our next caller, Lance Reeder, is, got his wonderful event that he puts on to help people learn how to properly manage a firearm, how to use a firearm. And if you've used to using one, then you need to, practice on it. And so, Lance, my brother, I appreciate you calling in.
Well, Lance, Dave, thanks for having me on the show. I really appreciate it.
Our pleasure.
I've always had a philosophy that encouraging responsible gun ownership. And to me, that means two things. Number one, it means gun ownership. Go out and get a gun. And second, the responsible part means get some training. Don't just be somebody that buys a piano and never takes a lesson. That doesn't make a pianist. You actually have to sign up for lessons. You actually have to take instruction. And just like learning to play the piano, it takes practice. And I always like to say that if you have formalized training, or if you don't have formalized training, you need formalized training. And if you do have formalized training, you need more, because we never stop training. We never stop learning. And I'm sure most of the listeners are experienced shooters that have got a considerable skill set. But even competitive shooters, even law enforcement, continue to practice, continue to get trigger time, and know that they can always learn more. And that's what we do with this charity event. This spring, we finished up our 5th annual charity handgun/rifle course. And I say slash because people, when they sign up for the charity event, have the option of learning handgun or rifle, either one. And but this spring, we raised over $36,000 for leukemia and lymphoma. And the event just grows and grows and grows. We had 265 people participate this spring. Next year, I'm guessing we'll probably go over 350 participants.
Yeah. Wow.
And Lance, I know you love coming out to the charity event, and I appreciate it. And I want to thank both of you guys and Gun Sports Radio for being a sponsor of this event, because we accomplish so much. We literally are saving lives through the money that we raise for leukemia and lymphoma, and but we also are teaching life-saving firearm skills. We're teaching people how to defend themselves and their families. And this training, this charity event, is family-oriented training. So it's not a bunch of He-Man guys out doing He-Man stuff. This is actually husbands and wives, sons and daughters, grandparents, nieces and nephews, aunts and uncles, entire families of all ages. If you've got a child that's 11 years of age or older, they qualify. They meet the minimum age requirement. And we host this event outside of Las Vegas in Nevada at the largest and the best civilian firearms training school in the country. And yes, I know it's a 4.5-hour drive from San Diego and about four hours from Los Angeles, but the hotel rooms out there are cheap, the meals are cheap, the beers are cheap, the ammo's cheap, and Nevada's a free state.
Yeah, the people are great. It's a great group of folks to hang out with, meet new friends.
Oh, it is. That's a good point. Lance, everybody that goes there makes new friends. They come back with a dozen Facebook friends, and when they come back the next year, it's like a reunion. And people look forward to their recurring training and seeing their friends again and making new friends. Absolutely. And
again, so what are the dates?
It is going to be March 23rd, and this is it goes through the weekend. So people have the option of signing up for 2 days minimum, or 3 days, or the full 4 days. I know 4 days of training seems daunting for someone who's never had formalized training. I know the first time I signed up for a 4-day course years and years ago, I'm like, 4 days? What do you do for 4 days? But I'm so glad I did. And the truth is, when people finish a 4-day course at this event, they can't wait to come back and do it again. But I do understand that people that have never done a 4-day course or never done formalized training, it seems daunting. So if they want to dip their toes in the water and just take 2 days or 3 days, they have that option.
Yeah, and I'll tell the listeners out there, first year I did it, I did 2 days. Last time I did it was 4 days. And on the fourth day, it's also fun because you use all that they trained you and taught you how to do to actually then shoot like a little competition with the folks that you're shooting with. Isn't that right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, absolutely. We do a little single elimination man-on-man competition at the end, which is a lot of fun. It's a hostage rescue shot and then 2 other adversary shots. And the first one to shoot it clean, man-on-man, advances to the next level. But you're right. All the training is comprehensive. So the first 2 days, a lot of people say it's like drinking from a fire hydrant. There's so many skills. There's so much to learn. And on day 3, it's like, hey, it's all starting to come together. I'm really starting to get this. And day 4, people are like, look out, I really got this, And on day 4, we start doing a lot of fun stuff. The man-on-man single elimination. We do multiple adversaries, taking on 2, 3, 4 adversaries at a time, not just shooting one target. And we bring together hostage rescue shots. We also put people through live ammunition simulators, meaning there's shoot houses there at that course, and the instructors will take the student one at a time, take them to the house, and give them a scenario such as, hey, you just got home, you just drove into your driveway. There's a bad guy in your doorway with a gun. He sees you pull into the driveway. He runs inside the house, slams the door. Your family's in there. Police are 20 minutes away. Go. And obviously, you can't just call 911 and wait. You can call 911, but you have to, there's a bad guy in there with your family. You have to intervene. And so on day 4, that going through this shoot house, you bring together all those skills you've learned as far as, because this charity course teaches people how to breach doors, how to clear rooms, how to clear blind spots, how to avoid the fatal funnels, how to move strategically through a building so that you have the advantage and you don't give the advantage to the bad guys. Because for us civilian people, there are times that we have to move through our house or a house tactically. We may have 3 meth heads crawl through our kitchen window at 3 o'clock in the morning. They want our jewelry and electronics, and they're not going to leave witnesses. You may be on one end of the house. Your kids may be on the other end of the house.
Yep.
So you may not have the option of just hunkering down and waiting for the police. You may have to move through your house and get to your family.
It's true, brother. Well, give us that website again, will you?
Yeah, you bet. It's www.charitycourse.gives, not .com, but .gives. www.charitycourse.gives. All the information, the when, where, how, why, cost, everything's on there.
You got it, man. Well, we appreciate you calling in. We know
absolutely
people need to get on it now. So have yourself a good rest of your weekend, my friend, and I hope to see you around town.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
All right, buddy. Take care. All right, folks. Hey, are you beginning an intermediate or advanced pistol shooter? You want to shoot outside and have fun? Now is your chance. When? Every first and third Saturday of the month at 7 a.m. to noon. Where? Lemon Grove Gun Club. It's actually in Alpine. Why? To help shooters increase their safe gun handling skills. And how much is it? Whoops, $15. You hear us talk about the importance of training and having fun. And if Lance can do it, and if I can do it, then you can do it. Hey, call Paul Lichtenstein. He's the match director, 619-540-9600. That's 619-540-9600. And you can always go to gun range or gunsportsradio.com. All that information is on there, all the phone numbers. So in case you didn't get that number, feel free. Hey, we also want to thank our sponsors, www.SanDiegoCountyGunOwners.com. Need to join that one. www.thegunrangesandiego.com. That's a great place to go have fun. CAFirearmsLegal.com. That's John Dillon. You definitely need him. FirearmsLegal.com. For $10 a month, you truly need them. And if you shot the you-know-what out of your gun and it needs to be cleaned up and fixed, Trident Gunsmithing can do that. Go to TridentGunsmithing.com. And last but not least, get legal. CaliKey.com. KALIKEY.com. And if you have a question, information, anything at all, go to www.info@gunsportsradio.com. info@gunsportsradio.com. And we want to thank all our co-hosts, Michael Schwartz, who is out at the gun show, John Dillon, and Jason from Gun Range San Diego.
Yeah, baby.
So thanks a lot, folks. Enjoy. We'll be back next week with another show keeping you up to date on how California is after you. FM 96.1 North County, AM 1170 San Diego. We are the answer.
Gun Sports Radio is sponsored by Love Radio Network.